How's it going, Sagittarius community? Soul Tigress with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So, a few key words here for the vibe, Sagittarius. You feel outnumbered. Burdens weigh heavily on your shoulders. Unsure what to do or what choice to make. Do you challenge your fears and keep pushing forward, or do you stay in what you know? Dear Sagittarius, faith can play the biggest part in our lives. When it comes to situations like this, can you sum up the faith in knowing that this isn't all you get in life, as long as you're willing to grow and heal? Ooh-wee. That was the biggest word there. I kept hearing, and I even kind of was like, oh, maybe this isn't Sagittarius, because it was coming in so strong, is the fact that you feel outnumbered. It's either outnumbered by people, outnumbered by certain situations, outnumbered by burdens, things that you have to take care of. Maybe it's new responsibilities that are coming in, but it's just feeling like there's so much going on, you don't know which way to go. And what I'm seeing is Sagittarius being pulled in so many different directions. A lot of confusion too. So something that you are unsure of, and I got 3 things here you're confused on when it comes to ending an error. Unsure how to have stability in it. Unsure how to move forward from it. And it has to do with self-empowerment. Being able to know that you are able to spread your wings, Sagittarius. Different phases, different kind of changes will require us to spread our wings and fly. So there's something here that you're confused on when it comes to family stuff, family changes that are happening, maybe changes that are happening that you don't feel like you have a choice in. Something I'm being guided to go to next is there's something that you're at odds ends with when it comes to memories. It could be memories around family, could be memories around the different changes that you went through with your family as well. And if it's not a home family, it could be a work family, it could be a community family. We're having a hard time volunteering ourselves as well towards something, towards being able to be okay with changing your mind. These are 2 things that you have a hard time seeing as well, especially the changing your mind. And then a couple other things here. Sagittarius has to do with parental care and finances. Things that you're not seeing that you're at odds ends with. How to take care of certain things, could be certain responsibilities. These responsibilities could be tied to your finances. And it's a lot of spreading your wings and being able to head off in the directions that you need to head off. And I'm seeing that there is a very bigger picture here. It's just not this one thing that you keep going to, that you're overly focused. This has to do with more of the grand scheme of how you're going to lead your life type of thing. When it comes to the things that you care about, especially, and being able to head off in a direction that you don't have to have many others understand it, as long as you know what you're doing type of thing. And that reminds me of a video that I just seen the other day on YouTube. It was just short, and it had to do with the lady who's a creator. And she was explaining this new project and how so many people were giving her negative comments about it. And in this video, she was like, not many people are going to understand your vision. Not many people are going to feel how you feel. But you have to follow your heart. You have to follow your intuition, and you have to still head off in the directions that you need to go in to get to where you need to be. And she was just explaining that, it's keeping the faith in things, keeping the faith in wanting to move forward to those dreams, wherever you're wanting to spread your wings. Again, not everybody's gonna understand Sagittarius, and that's okay, because they're not dreaming the same dreams that you're dreaming of. All right, so let's get going into the present. All right. Thank you guys for that introduction. I'm hearing the angels and ancestors here. What is it that needs to come out for the present? Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so I definitely feel like what's happening in the life when it comes to looking into the block, there's a lot of circus type of chaos going on in your life. And one of the first cards fell out way over here, and this is your Four of Wands. You're confused on having foundations with others. This could be a person, place, and or thing. This could be something that's intimate. This could be something that's just built on solid foundations so it can last longer. Something that meets you at eye level, something that is also nurturing type of energy where you feel loved. And this lands on the Four of Swords in reverse. So definitely somehow in the mind you don't feel like it's possible. Four of Swords definitely has to deal with health. There could be something that you're being really hard on yourself when it comes to certain things about you, and you feel like those certain qualities, those certain things are something that holds you back from having a better future, hold you back from you being able to spread your wings and have what you really, really want. And this could have to do with the Ten of Pentacles, because I have this star here, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, juggling what you deem could have been success, had been your success. I don't know. This is interesting because now we have the Queen of Wands to the Emperor, and then we have this King of Cups sitting on this Page of Wands. And then under all of those, we have the Hangman. So it's definitely you don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe when it comes to how to handle things around you. Right now, you could be handling things trying to meet at a level of with somebody else. That's what I get. This person you could have known for a while. This person definitely has some charisma behind them, but you have this energy with you. Even though you have this dramatic side, it could be sometimes overreacting to things, but you still somehow are the one who takes care of business. And I get that with these two cards here. Even though you feel like there's things that are holding you back and you're taking it out on yourself, I feel like you're not believing in the wisdom that you've gained along the way. But unconscious to this, Sagittarius, you really use this to make really diplomatic decisions when it comes to big decisions in your life, but you just see more of how you can be overly dramatic. And right now I feel like you have this energy in the background. I don't feel like this is your energy here when it comes to whoever this is, and I'm hearing to call this person a clown. This person's a clown. They're really selfish, and they're really focused on the things that they want, the things that fulfill them emotionally, I hear to say, because they act out a lot emotionally. You could be the drama queen of it, but this one is like a toddler throwing a fit over something that they really, really don't understand, but they're choosing not to understand because they want to stay stuck in this kind of view. For some reason, they play two different sides. They have this overly dominating emotional side versus this younger, playful side that you see. And these two sides of this person, place and or thing, is what plays off of you. And this is really hard when it comes to bringing in a new awareness. Being able to get out of the confusion, letting things be able to hit the fan, so to say. So basically the saying is letting the shit hit the fan. Whatever it has to do with this person. Right here we have the King or the Knight of Swords. Excuse me. This Knight of Swords is one of the fastest, if not the fastest moving knight here. And I think this is where you're that problem solver. Yes, you're dramatic, but you're quick to go run and put out all the fires that this one is causing with their overly emotional reactions to things. You're trying to always save them. That's what I'm getting. You're trying to save. It could be what they're doing, what they're bringing in. You're trying to put out the fires that they create so everything doesn't crumble. And I had a conversation with somebody the other day. Sometimes you have to let stuff hit the fan. You have to let people reap what they've sown in. You have to let them hit rock bottom, because if you're always saving them, then you are enabling them. And what it is you're showing them that this is okay, that they treat your environment or anything around you like this. So you have to be careful with this type of energy. Yes, we want to be the better person. Yes, we want to help others. Yes, we want to show people who they really are and try and build them up. Show them the potential that we see. But the thing is, Sagittarius, that's not going to change them. They will never wake up until something they allow to wake them up. It has to be on their free will, so be careful. This is tied to finances. This is tied to currency right here. Currency. This person, place, and or thing is definitely holding back an independent success. Whatever this is, this person can be very, very codependent. But that codependency is very, very taking. And you reside here because we have this Capricorn energy with the world here. And with this Capricorn energy with the world, this is all about security. And then security and resisting change. That's the word I was looking for. Resisting. So somebody's resisting to change. Somebody's resisting to change the situation or create change to move forward from this situation. I almost feel like this person's resisting to grow up, whereas you're resisting to let them go and realize that they're not going to go any much further with you. If you want to stay with this person, place, or thing, they will stay with you. But what I see is you have to sit where they're at. And that is where you're going to bide your time on this journey. You're not going to progress any much further because, again, you're relying on this one to progress with you. In order for you to get further, again, we have to challenge the fears. What is it that we resist to change here so that we can change things and start to gain that independent type of energy, type of currency where we're able to take care of ourselves, take care of our environment, take care of the things that we need to when it comes to our responsibility. But directly, this lands on finances. This person is a block. This is what this energy is about here. I'm sorry to say this. I know you want to see more because you've been handling so much for the situation, person, place, or thing. But the thing is here there's no stability. And there's no stability because of how selfish this person is. This person doesn't want to grow. They don't want to heal. They don't want to do more. They want to keep playing games here. So take that as food for thought, Sagittarius, because I have a feeling you've been thinking about this. And I have a feeling that you've heard the guides talking to you about this. You've seen the signs. But somehow you just want something that reconfirms everything before you decide to head off to the direction you need to go. Whether it's keep putting out this person's fires or saying enough is enough and stop resisting the change. Let's go ahead and call in the angels of protection. Angels of protection, I call you in to help guide us through the block and keep us safe while we're here exploring the shadow side to things when it comes to Sagittarius. The thing is, you get hung up on their tricks. That's what it is. You get hung up on their tricks, and that's where they don't give you a detour, but what I'm hearing to say is they derail you from whatever you're working towards. I'm hearing one or two more cards. One or two more cards. This is the last 1 to 2 cards here. There's one. What's the last card? Last card, last card, last card. Ooh. Okay, last 3 cards. But what I get is a lot of things are targeted towards you. They throw more than one thing at you when they go in trying to derail you. That's what I get from all that. Your Ace of Cups. The thing is being able to invest in your own energy, having your own back, bringing stability to yourself and not dealing with anybody's nonsense, their childish behavior, is something that is gonna start this journey for you. When I'm looking from left to right, it's definitely gonna help you be able to start to invest in yourself. Investing in yourself could be seeing that bigger picture, I'm being told. Now, you really fear this situation ending with whoever this person is. You know, you look past so much that they're doing and how they're hyperly focused on whatever it is. But it's the same thing that keeps you stuck. Keeps you stuck and bowing down to their will. They're the ringmaster here in this circus. You know that, right? This is what it is. They're the ringmaster. Somehow they're calling the shots here. So this could be a spouse, a partner. This could be somebody who's a manager, somebody who's older. But and that's what the King of Cups can be too, somebody who's older as well. But this is somebody who is given authority as if they are older, if they're not older type of energy here. So definitely some of the things that hang you up is you want to teach this person something. Maybe you want to teach them how to go in a different direction with this Knight of Wands, and this is a part of you handling things. But at the same time, you trying to teach them keeps you from walking away from them. Why don't you want to walk away from them? What is this that you can't walk away? You may feel like you're stuck in the middle of things. Maybe you feel like if you walk away, then you could be proving somebody right, I'm hearing to say. Maybe somebody had given you advice in the past telling you not to go in this direction. There was definitely, this wasn't the way to go. And I think if you walk away from this person, you will realize that somehow you made a wrong choice. And you made this choice as a how do I put this? As a younger emotional type of thing. So you made the choice. Think about when you're young. When you're young, sometimes we really don't think, we really don't take into consideration the choices that we make. We merely act on impulse. And I feel like this could have been a choice where you acted on impulse when you chose to partner up with this person. You know, you felt like you and this person were good matches. You felt like the charisma, but also the problems. It's like they reflected you, but they reflected you in a way that you felt like would be, how do I put this, more progressive. It could have been more dominating. Maybe you were looking for somebody to kind of take the wheel for a little bit, so to say. And right now, this person's just proven to be really greedy, really thinking about what they want, especially when it comes to what happens with money. That's what I'm getting here. There's definitely holding on to things, using emotions against it. I don't know, maybe when you get kind of sick and tired of their bullshit and you want to throw judgment towards this situation. Again, because you do have knowledge, you do have wisdom, you are handling things and you're trying to put out these fires here, but you stay confused on your judgment. And judgment is all about Sagittarius. Judgment is about Sagittarius, but it's also about Libra, Leo, and Aries. All right. So when it comes to judgment of things, it should help bring in a new awareness. It should also bring balance to us, as well as being able to hold optimism to things and being able to find our inner strength to keep progressing with things. But here, there's no progression. Things are off balance. It's not what you really thought it was going to be, and you're being controlled. You don't have your free will. I don't know if you try and do something for you and this person overreacts to it, but what I'm seeing is somebody that is under somebody else's thumb. You have to be careful with energy like that, especially if you keep putting out their fires, because putting you under their thumb and controlling you through their actions is what's seeming to happen. So what I'm trying to say is you basically have somebody here who creates chaos to keep you where you're at, because if they keep creating this chaos, then you have to keep picking up the messes, which means you don't have time to think about how things could be better for you if you were somewhere different. This is what this person does. They do a lot to target your emotions. They do a lot to target your insecurities to keep you where you're at by them overly focusing on them and their wants and their needs. Ooh, that could be hard. This is actually a really hard situation to deal with because it comes down to control. You have a power struggle here with somebody who's really over dominating versus somebody who's just trying to take care of business and trying to move forward with the best partnerships that they have. This is really hard. I could see why you're trying to show up and take care of everything, because there's a sense that you don't want to give up. There's a sense of some type of loyalty here. But it's also plagued by emotions. Emotionally, Sagittarius, you are stuck and you're not allowing yourself to volunteer yourself to give yourself permissions, a lot of yourselves, to give yourself permission that you are allowed to have things differently. Differently when it comes to how people treat you. differently when it comes to your peace of mind and your peace in your inner home, your outer home, and everything that is surrounding you. Sagittarius, I'll say this, everybody is entitled to this. This isn't just reserved for people who life doesn't have it out for. If you have the faith that life has it out for you, then that's what you'll believe. But if you have the faith, you can move forward. Then work needs to be done to get you there, regardless of what others tell you. I feel for you, Sagittarius. I feel for you. I feel for you because you're really sad about this. I definitely feel like you've been crying about this to yourself when you get a little moments which are really, really rare to yourself. It's okay, Sagittarius. Start praying, start talking to the divine. It's there. The divine's waiting. All right, speaking about the divine and universal energy, come on in and help us out with the positive messages for the conclusion. I like the first card that I'm already seeing, patience, especially when it comes to these people, this person, this place playing tricks on you. One more card. All right, one more card. There's our last card. Patience, patience, patience. But before we get to patience, stop being at odds ends with this. You are the one who can only hold you back from opening this door. You, just like I, just like the person you're dealing with, has the option and the right to open the door to personal healing and happiness. You're not cursed. They're not cursed. Just know this person, place, and or thing knows what they're doing. And they are using their free will. Just like you're using your free will to keep putting up with them, to keep picking up their messes, to keep putting out their fires. We can use our free will however we choose to. And nobody's allowed to take that from us. Keep that in mind. All right. Something else that's sitting on top of patience. Action. It's time. You've waited too long. Stop being confused. Stop drawing out excuses. I really just see your guides just really done with this. They're done with watching you suffer through this. They want you to find the balance between the light and the dark here, and they want you to take that more progressive action, leaving that shadow side behind, knowing that you can leave that shadow side behind to go find something new. Action. That's funny how action lands on patience, but patience here when it comes to the chaos and the mess, because if you do take action, oh man, how are you gonna piss off somebody else? But that's okay, because guess what? We're gonna start to get in touch with the angel of love. Angel of love to help us through the anxieties of this whole situation. Now let me talk to you about this angel of love real quick, because I have everything written down over here on the other side. So the angel of love, we use this angel of love to come into situations where we are facing dilemmas in life, to help bring us back to ourselves. To help bring us back to ourselves, because a lot of times, like the Leo, we will self-sacrifice ourselves, self-sacrifice our future to keep putting out the fires of these others. You being hard on yourself, you being at odds ends with loving yourself, Sagittarius, is what's feeding your anxieties. Just know that. When you are hard on yourself, when you're mean to yourself, when you take things out on yourself, your mental, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual being feels that on all those levels. And you create this energy of distrust with yourself where you view yourself as the enemy. That is a really hard relationship to have. That is, I know that situationship, I want to call it. Because it took me a while to get out of it. But you, in that type of energy, you double question any moves that you make, any thoughts that you have. There's no confidence in anything that you do. And when you are at odds ends with yourself like that, a narcissist, oh man, they have antennas, they have radars for that. They will come and find you, and they will capitalize on you, Sagittarius. And this could be what you're dealing with here and why you're dealing with it, because this person knows that you don't trust yourself, that you would trust them more than you trust yourself. And a person, if they know that and they have ill will, ill intentions, they will take that and they will run with it and they will use that against you. Be careful when you want to be hard on yourself. Start to show yourself love. Be okay with you making mistakes. Wrong choices happen to us all. Whether it's, partnering up with somebody, a place, or a thing, or investing in something that didn't work out. We all make choices like this. But it's these failures. It's the failures, is where we find the most strength. Because after we've fallen, it takes a lot to pick ourselves up. It takes a lot to face, hey, well, I got to do something different, and take the first steps from there. A lot of people can't do that, and a lot of people will rather stay stuck with their face down in the mud. And the reason why you feel so much is because you're not meant to be stuck in the mud. That's the honest thing, because there's something in the future that you could have a purpose for, and the divine needs you to get there. But you have to learn how to use your free will, Sagittarius. Let's keep going. What could that future hold for you? It could hold something really compassionate. Something really compassionate that is of exploration, adventure, progress, development, dependence. I'm hearing to say loyalty. Somebody who also operates out of their heart, opposed to out of their addictions, I'm hearing to say. And the last thing that you're confused on, you don't know how to see, is the temple path. Like I said, it starts with one step at a time, Sagittarius. One step at a time, and figuring out what you want to believe. But in order to get there, it takes action. Action to saying, enough is enough. I am no longer going to bow to you anymore. And put out your fires, because I'm tired of dealing with somebody who just wants to be about them. It's time for me to open a different door. It's time for me to start to heal and stop juggling everything that comes with it. And it's time to let it go. And it's time to open my eyes to how I have been working hard. I may have made a wrong choice, and that's okay. You know, I'm gonna acknowledge that. I'm gonna acknowledge all the things that have came along with that, the ending to errors of things, but I'm going to progress forward to getting out of being hung up with this situation and giving myself permission to walk away, to say enough is enough, but I'm going to do it through love. Loving myself and acknowledging myself, acknowledging what I need, what I don't need, being okay with volunteering myself to the ideas that it's okay to change my mind when it comes to me acknowledging that I may have made a bad decision. And you know what? Instead of getting frantic when it comes to all of this, I'm going to hold patience. Patience with one step at a time, because I want to make a new investment. I want to be fulfilled differently. And that comes to how I feel about people treating me and how I feel about myself. Getting ready to conquer those fears. Conquer those fears of putting down the way that you thought you should follow, to getting to that independent success. Being able to find a more progressive, more supportive type of energy. And you know what? That is going to take that willpower of being able to spread your wings and going on your own. Knowing that, you know what? I can take care of myself. I can handle things. Why? Because I am ready and I have the faith that things can be different. And I'm going to take everything that I've learned from the past until now, and I'm going to trust in that wisdom to start making those steps forward. Forward to what? To your personal success. You are not too late, Sagittarius. It's still here. It's time. It's time to not be so hard on yourself. And it's time to see this situation as merely the stepping stones to get you to where you want to be when it comes to emotional success, when it comes to stability success, the things that you have built, the foundations and stuff. So you can do it. Have faith. Find out what you want to have faith in and move from there. All right, this is going to conclude it. Don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, Sagittarius, I hope that you have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.